nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
A moment of silence. Please be seated. Everyone received a copy of the meeting minutes from last month.
Yep.
Any additions or corrections? Then I will move to accept the meeting minutes as presented. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Everyone received the treasurer's report. Any questions on the treasurer's report? Then I will make a motion to accept the treasurer's report as presented. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye. Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Reading of the bills. So we didn't have a chance to go through the audits. I'm going to read them out. M&T Bank, $2,938.01. Payroll, $3,911.70. Lexipol, $3,564. J&M Landscape, $2,656.21. National Grid, $55. National Grid, $551.94. National Grid, $584.04. National Grid, $292.77. Charter Communications, $725.92. Suburban Propane, $1,975.35. U.S. Bank Equipment Finance, $320.09. Verizon, $217.89. Ace Village Hardware, $234.96. Advanced IT, $466.31. Butler Disposal, $300.22. Churchville, $640.94. Colden Enterprises, $724.72. Cooper Electric, $50.08. Duval Safety, $23.62. Jerome Fire, $548. Klein Heating, $3,343.50. Medical Warehouse, $916.84. Mike's Commercial Refrigeration, $183.25. Mobile Health Appraisal, $950. Motorola Solutions, $5,999.25. Napa, $7.92. National Grid, $2,656.66. Northwest Fire District LoSAP, $93,930. OCWA, $151.90. Penn Power, $2,627.11. Penske Law Group, $4,313.33. Running Bugs LLC, $320. Sinorama, $962. Stericycle, $230.40. Verizon, $556.01, and Verizon Wireless, $40.38, for a total of $139,023.86. Does anyone have any questions on what I read?
Ed,
Yes.
Steve, Becky,
Yes.
Randy,
Yes.
Tom.
Yes.
I do not have any additional communication tonight. General report, administration. The only thing that I wanted to bring up is the proposed new policies that we have been trying to get into place. I really would like to get this finished up. So I'm asking the commissioners, can we use the workshop to get this done? Or do we need to schedule a separate meeting?
Workshop. Workshop, yeah.
Then I would say for the workshop, then that's all we should do, except for if there's like a bill or something that needs to be done, we couldn't put anything else on the agenda. Financial update, the 22 audit is in process and I think almost complete, and the 22 AUD is in process as well. And believe it or not, it's time to talk about 2024 budget. Typically, we start the meetings in July. Megan has some proposed dates down there. I don't think we need to start in June. I think July 18th start date is fine. As long as we have it started like I normally do, we shouldn't have a problem. Usually the first one is just going over the basics of insurance, National Grid, that kind of stuff.
I actually, you had 20 down, I'm actually glad, because on the 20th, I have a line officers meeting scheduled, and I've already seen some preliminary budget requests. On the 18th, I plan on handing you with explanation a lot of the budget stuff. So you'll have that to decipher through the next couple of months, but that will be on the 18th.
So is everyone good if we start with the 18th of July? So basically it's the opposite Tuesday of our meetings.
So we're starting with the 18th.
July 18th, yep. And usually we can knock it out in like 5, maybe, I think 4.
5 is going,
And
and
the
I think
math.
3 or 4 you down here.
7.
Okay.
7 o'clock,
Oh, we usually did 6:30.
6:30?
I don't care either way.
I just need to know.
What do you guys prefer?
Probably 7 would be easier. Get
That's
time-
fine.
Get time to get out of work.
Okay, we'll keep it at 7 then. That's fine. All right, truck maintenance.
Yes, I have engine 21, the Pierce is currently at Churchville, Rochester, getting warranty work done. When that returns, truck 1 has gotta go back to Churchville, Syracuse. It has a holding valve issue on the downrigger on the officer's side. It allows it to drift at about an inch to inch and a half. Nothing to take it out of service for, but that's on that's being dealt with. The newest chief's vehicle update, all of the equipment was supposed to arrive the 16th of June. So it's all pre-wired, just ready to be plugged and played, hopefully in a couple weeks or so. And then as far as truck maintenance, that's all I have. Becky, do I cover the jet ski thing there, or is that under different old business?
You can either do it under yours or old business, either one.
All right, I'll just do that. The jet skis, I'm scheduled to have them picked up in about a week and a half. It's been the 30 days for your resolution, and once they come in, I'm gonna send them over to Rob Vinyl Designs and just have a little bit of Northwest Fire District lettering, put them on, and then a little bit of lighting, but you guys voted on some money for me. It's all covered, there won't be any additional expenditures, but that's being dealt with now. That's it for truck maintenance.
No. Megan, don't leave tonight before we talk about the payment for the jet skis.
Yep.
All right, buildings and grounds, Jeff?
Yes, the town of Van Buren did their inspections of Station 1 and 2. No big surprises, went very good. A couple little minor things, some things we already in the works doing, but everything was okay. There's 2 things, I should have kept my mouth shut, but I said that we're putting a new sign at Station 2. He said, oh, you gotta have a building permit for that, which I don't know why. We're changing a sign to a sign. Secretary there didn't even agree with it. But anyway, I told him to do a bill with the 2 inspections and whatever the cost of the permit is, and then we'll get it in to pay. He thought I was gonna pay him the day he was here doing inspections. I said, I'm not paying you. I have no way of paying you, so I told
Give him a
Megan.
nice high five.
Yeah. So I told Megan about it, if we get it, that's what that's for.
Okay.
Also, Station 2 has wanted a shed for the last 3 years. First year, they just didn't get it in the budget in time. I have pricing, I don't know if you wanna wait till the workshop, or if it was a budget item, but it's up to you.
We budgeted it for this
I
year?
believe we did.
Mhm. How much does it cost?
You want the low one,
Yeah.
or you want all three of them?
All three.
Syracuse shed was the lowest at $4,300, and that was delivered. That's a 10x12. And then he's throwing in the ramp too, for free.
I'm pretty sure that was not what we were thinking for cost.
Oh, I don't know what we budgeted for. I don't remember.
Let me go back and look. What were the other two?
Primo was $47.50. That's delivered, and then Home Depot is at over $6,000, and you got, it's a kit, you gotta put the thing together, and they got my old floor, and I don't wanna do that.
All the same size, 10x12?
You do it, I'm just bringing it to you.
What do they want to put in the shed?
Snow blower, grill,
All the stuff that shouldn't be in the firehouse.
yeah, well, the code guy did say that the snow blower shouldn't be in there, so.
Or the grill, or the
Or the
get,
grill.
that's what we got written up
Okay.
before.
The tanks.
The tank, the grill, the,
Yeah. I was just curious, I didn't know if it was for something specific or just on the general.
I don't know, that's what he told me.
Let me just review the budget and then,
Okay.
I will
Well-
get back to you on the workshop.
Well, it'll help, I know we put in there for the office, Station 2, I know it's not gonna, I don't have time to do that right now. If I get to it, it's gonna be at the end of the year anyway, so I'd rather push that off, plus the member that was gonna help me is leaving. So, if you wanna take some of that money and put towards it, it's fine with me.
Where is Syracuse shed?
Timber.
Oh, okay.
both local.
Yeah, I just wanted
That
to,
was the thing, I thought the same thing.
Anything else?
That's all I got. I don't know.
Wayne, do you have anything that's been listed?
Yeah, just one item. It was to get the pagers engraved for $75.
And that's the new ones we just bought, right?
Yes.
75 total?
Yeah.
does that mean,
Do you have a PO?
Oh, yes. 2224.
Alright, I'll make a motion to pay PO 2224 for $75 to engrave the new pagers.
second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? No one else? Alright, security and computers. The two new computers that we ordered for Station 3 are in. They are up, they are 90% operational. The only thing that we found was that some reason they're not connecting to the printer to print. So Advanced IT is coming out tomorrow, you said, to take a look at them. Because they tried to remote in and thought it was fixed by remoting in, and apparently it's not.
Well, he says that it's
So-
printing, but nothing is printing, so.
It's written somewhere, we just don't know where.
Yeah, I told him the IP address that he has on the computer is wrong for the printer, but, you know, he's gotta come and look at it at the station, so it'll be resolved tomorrow. But the alarms and everything are going to the printer, so that's not the issue. It's printing from the computer to the printer.
As far as I know, there aren't any other issues that were pending. I don't recall any other issues that were pending.
I don't think so. The only thing that you had asked was how how many other computers in the district where you have issues with.
Oh, yeah. Did we get that number?
It's,
Big.
it's basically station 1 and station 4.
All of them.
Yes.
But
Except for the
how many is
chiefs.
that?
Well, that's the conversation that you have to figure out how many computers do the chiefs need? Because currently, right now, there's 4 computers in that room.
Well, I get that, but like, is that including like the radio room? Is it
Yes.
including, so I guess that's fine. Okay.
So,
Talked about looking at doing a regular,
I mean, basically, you're looking at 7 computers.
But I don't think the 4 that are in the chief's office are even being used.
Yeah, you know, let me make sure, I have one in there that the safety, that we need a Department of Safety officer computer,
Which is fine.
but I would like to have a conversation.
Station 3.
I would like to have a conversation, because sometimes I'm questioning, does, what do you call them, stationary, what's the term, that the computer in my office, that is
PC.
called a
Desktop.
desktop. Does it, I'm questioning sometimes, does desktops make sense, or does in certain circumstances, like going forward, if I would've thought, I would've never had you order the chief a desktop. That just doesn't make sense, because they need to be able to do stuff on that computer at home. So I would like to chat before you do any, to come up with a, because I don't need 4 in the chief's office, that I can tell you, we don't need that, but half of them do everything at home, so.
Well, I'll say this, since we've just purchased that one, if it makes more sense for you to have a laptop, we can always take that, move that to the radio room.
If you could do
And
that,
then,
I would appreciate that, because, again, unless there's a way that you wanted me to remote into that one, but I think it's not practical. If you don't mind doing that, I'd appreciate that.
we'll look at the budget. I don't know that it'll be done.
Yeah, it could be next year's money, that's fine, it's just.
We can budget for it for next
Yeah,
year.
if you don't mind, that's much more convenient, but same with the safety department. So, but, just let us chat when you're ready. But I definitely don't need 4 in the office.
And then station 4 has the one in the radio room.
That's the only one that the district uses.
The radio room.
which probably should be a which I'm sure is a desktop.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, there's,
Right.
I would think it's more advantageous to go with laptops, but there's a few scenarios where the
And that's the one.
desktop should
That's
be.
one.
Yeah.
Right. Well, there's also the one in the line officer's room as well, at station 4.
That's a district computer.
Okay. All right, that was all I had. Safety.
Yeah, we gotta discuss some, boy, I'm struggling tonight, I apologize. Total, had an issue the other day with mass fitting that I've gotta rectify, but, programs moving forward, everybody's up to snuff on their OSHAs. The people that are doing it have done it, so that's behind us. It's interesting, there was a demand, I thought, for in-person OSHA stuff, and the people that asked for it didn't do it. So next year, I'm not going to waste the instructors' times on in-person stuff, because it didn't make sense. But, you know, overall, the program is good. I think there's improvements I've gotta make, but it'll come in time. So that's it for safety.
Chief's comments.
Say mine, did you say again?
Yes.
Okay, so I got a package for each commissioner, if you could take one and pass down. The first 3, I think there's 3, yeah, take the whole, yeah, there you go, Chief. And as you're passing them down, I've got a couple RTPs in there. I'll wait till you get them. You know, it's not something you have to vote on tonight, because I wasn't here to present these last time, it's up to you, but I want to replace one. The first one is for 3 Husqvarna, in our old days call them K-12 saws or disc saws. Pricing's pretty reasonable. I'd like to purchase 3 of those. One's a replacement, 2's adding, I believe. Does that sound right? We're replacing the one for sure you knew was broke.
Yes, there was one that's out of service.
And then I wanna buy 2 additional saws for trucks. That's the first page. The second is for radios. We purchased we got radios from the county. What you're looking at, is this, and I'm putting all the new radios on one truck. I wanted to do 1 truck a year with radio replacement. So starting with engine 11, we got the 5 radios, 5 portables. I need to, no, is it 5 or 6? Six portables. So I wanna do this right. I would like to put in six vehicle chargers as far as radio chargers that are designed for the trucks, and then spare batteries, and then microphones, okay, high temp microphones. So that will complete engine 11. When I budget in July and August, I'm gonna ask to budget for another truck, and then the following year, another truck, and the following year. That way, we won't get into the situation where we're at now, that we got to replace 40 portables.
One question, you got 6 radios and you got 5 batteries, and then 6 of that. Do we have
Yeah,
an
I
extra
kinda
battery?
question that too. I got this from Chief Natoli. If you're not opposed, can I mark that to 6?
Yeah,
and change
it
the
makes
dollar
sense
amount?
that if you got 6 of them, you're gonna
If you're
need
not
6
opposed to that.
batteries.
Yep,
Just make that a 6,
make that a 6, and you have to, it adds,
306.
yeah. So, that's the second RTP I have in place. And then the third RTP is just buying some, saw blades, 14-inch saw blades, 3. That's an additional blade per saw that we talked about. Those are the 3 RTPs. Again, if you don't wanna vote on it tonight, I don't mind waiting to the next meeting you're having, or the chargers and that type of stuff. I would ask you to take care of that. So I would like to put the radios in service when you allow that. So there's the RTPs. And then, the next set of documents was indeed the quote from Motorola. That's just so you had that for your records. That's in there. That's as far as any expenditures that I was looking for. Then the last documents that I put, did you guys get the driver qualification, training, operation policy? Did I include that in there?
No.
No, okay. So, under driver qualification policy, we revamped that to basically encompass, for a district employee, for an example, that needs to use one of the M's or a pickup to go. We put in there that basically you wouldn't require EVOC. We revamped that. I didn't know if that was something you needed or wanted to look at, but we thought we'd just simplify it, and that way it was in there.
So non-emergency.
Yeah, just.
Yep.
Don't wanna make it more complicated, and I can read your eyeballs, but I'm presenting the information, and take a look, and I think it meets everybody in the middle. So, there's that. I
Sure,
forgot
it's a
to
lot
make
more than
copies.
my eyeballs.
And so now on to notifications. I have a live burn scheduled for July 22nd with Fairmount. That was one of the ones that we paid for. But during that program, we're demoing thermal imaging cameras. So if you guys want to come up and take a look at what we're looking at, you're more than welcome to do that. Then,
You're demoing what?
thermal imaging cameras. On 6/22 this month, and just as an FYI, I have a lot of conversation with Bellevue Cold Springs Fire Chief. About once every other week, we meet for breakfast, and we talk about the state of affairs and trying to come up with some creative ways of doing things. And quite frankly, I'm tapping the resources. But more importantly, we have a live burn scheduled with them on 6/22 that we did not pay for. So we're working with them on 6/22. That's the notification. And now I have some stuff that's not the most pleasant things to talk about. When I took over as fire chief, I made a commitment to the district to plan and make recommendations and come up with some ideas on how to move us forward. But doing that, as you know, it's not popular. Decisions and making decisions are not popular because they're making some of us happy, the others not. But I'm at a crossroads 6 months into my term that I'm struggling giving you the information on how to move forward. Because interesting enough, some of the resources that I've reached out to, we all have opinions. When I was fire chief, or when I was a fire commissioner, or what we used to do, or what I used to do, what I don't have is solid, hard data to back up. Again, we've been bouncing the idea around, and I've said to the board recently, listen, to replace that 100-foot truck out there, okay, when we purchased that, we purchased it used. It was 10 years old. The plan with the commissioners to dump that and purchase new 10 years down the road. Well, right now, we've had it in service for 7 years, okay? And if I were to order, if you gave me the authorization, buy a new truck just like that, now it's $2 million and it's 3 years build time. Now, $2 million is a round figure. I talked to Suffolk, you know, that's just what I know, it's quick and easy, and the Pierce guy, and it starts at $2 million to buy that truck. What I don't have for you is the data to say, do I need a 100-foot truck, or do I need a 130-foot truck, or do I need a 75-foot quint? Or if you talk to past fire chiefs, we don't need a 100-foot truck, we need, or when Tom was fire chief, and when Randy was fire chief, and when Steve was, that's where we're at. I have nothing to give to you that justifies my decision. So, fast forward today, I know back years ago, and I don't remember the dates, but we hired, the towns hired, was it Grainer? Okay, that,
Well, we had two.
yeah, I mean, so that was our first one, right? We worked with Lakeside to get the study done. And what did we do with the data? No fire department followed that, right?
We gave it to Joni Mahoney.
Right, but we paid for it. So then, in 2010 timeframe, the town of Lysander Codes and the Ballsville Fire Company hired Mike D'Alessandro. And in 2010, Mike D'Alessandro come out with a study. And it said, for the Ballsville Fire Company, this is where you're at. And in here, it talks about apparatus, it talks about resources. You know, what is your number one resource, for example? It's membership. Well, we're down 30 to 40% of membership that are going to fire calls, right? But it also talks about vehicle replacement. It talks about all different types of things. This was paid for and dealt with 2010. What did we do with the information? It's good information. It even references, you know, when Chief Perkins and Chief Rutherford, this was done, Tom Perkins was the president and Chuck Sear was the fire chief. But interesting enough, when we built this station, it was built very conservatively, but with future expansion. There was an immediate need for space and fire trucks. But again, here's this information, I'll print it off, and on this thumb drive that I've saved. Well, where I'm at today and why I bring it up, commissioners, is we need to figure out what's next, right? Again, I just told you that replacement is 3 years out, but it's $2 million to start, and it's going up 30 to 40% every year. That truck, when I talked about, in my mind, was a $1.4 million replacement in That's what we're done with, interesting enough. But it also goes with, we could buy all the fire trucks we want, right? We could replace every single one that we have with the best ideas and conservative. And by the way, we have, and this board is allowed, we've literally downsized our fleet tremendously. But the problem is, we go replace truck one and engine this and truck that, squad that. What it doesn't come with is firefighters, people. Now, we're training our trucks to roll with three people as a full crew. 2 of them are STBA and then a driver. So what I'm asking today and really asking you to consider is we need help with a non-biased somebody to come in here and say, okay, this is where we are, this is what we're gonna do, this is what your needs are, and not based off opinion. Somebody that doesn't have an axe to grind. Somebody, with that being said, it's not just apparatus is the issue. Because there's guys and companies that I could give you right off the top of my head, they'll come in, go through the apparatus, top to bottom, look at the fire district and say, you need this many engines, this many trucks, your ISO rating is this, and this is, but again, it doesn't encompass people, right? So I think it's time, because I can't give you the information right now to say, I need to hire 3 firemen. I can tell you that, and that's what I believe in my heart. Can't believe that, that'll cost me an election, by the way. But more importantly, we are there, but I have what I think, and I could pick Megan's brain and get the response times and stuff like that. We need an outside firm that can come in, make a recommendation, but I will say this to you, if we're not going to take and use the information, don't spend the money, whether it's $1 or and this is not, and I'm asking for a consultant to come in and make our plan. We have a 5-year plan and a 50. Again, here, it's in here, apparatus replacement is in here. And we did some, but we were thrown in a pickle when we did this to today was, we weren't planning for apparatus replacement. What we were stuck doing is, we had this beautiful plan, but who blows an engine in the middle, a motor in a fire truck? We did. We parked 5 fire trucks over the last 10 years for bad frames, delamination. So to no fault of our own, but I think, and I know we're coming up on budget, but I don't even know how to tell you, right now we put in XYZ dollars in vehicle replacement. I don't know if that's the right number, based off of what we think we put. And again, do I ask you for 3 firefighters? I hate this, Belgium Cold Springs is hiring part-time fire people. I'm getting better at that, it's fire people, right? But and again, that's not something that the traditionalists, oh my God, that's upset people. That's upset certain volunteers. I'm not saying, oh my God, pull the plug, but I am saying we have to look, as your fire chief, we have to look, and we need help making those decisions. I know my 4 fire chiefs, 3 of them were fire chiefs last year, I was not. And their thought process is a bit different than mine. And I'm saying, we need a Quint, we need this, we need that, and it's different than that. Well, when Tony's all done being fire chief in a couple of years or a year or tomorrow, you're gonna have a different opinion, and you don't have a cohesive plan. But again, I don't think it's something you could wait. There's a gentleman, Tom Shannon, Mike Wilbur, own a firm. That's who yet Lakeside's using right now. I talked to their commissioner recently. I even talked to their fire chief, and they agree that they needed help. There's, what's the retiree fire chief that just left Oswego? Randy
No, I know what you mean, I can't think of his name right now.
So you got this other group that are solid past engineers, not, but then we have another guy that's a consultant that is modern day, just come out of being a fire chief in a small city. Whether you want to admit it or not, we're a small city. We run, you know, if we were running the EMS calls, we'd be running more calls than Fulton and Oswego. So that is my, again, here's the 2010 study. It's wicked informational in here, and I printed off in big letters for all of us to read it.
The problem
Can I
with that,
Go ahead.
the problem with that is, that's great information, but it's outdated, right?
Touche.
So-
That's why I brought it with you.
Yep, it's outdated, so unfortunately, to say we paid for that, let's look at this. you might
That's
as well-
not exactly
use it
what I
for
was
Kindle.
saying. This is, and by the way, we're a fire district. Our district, even back then, we were the fire company, that we were 27 miles. Now we're a fire district of 52 square miles. And oh, by the way, our district, miles has not grown since the district was formed. But what has happened is our development, the housing in that's not slowing
It's
down.
only gonna get worse.
In condos are bigger, multiple occupancy buildings are way more full.
Interestingly, I wonder how many members we had when that was made.
That is the disheartening part, is, the president doesn't know yet, but I'm asking him to go back 10 years. Where were we 10 years and where were we 5 years? But what's tough, Randy, is we have on our life membership rolls, I don't know, 80 guys, girls, people. But out of those 80, 20% are going to calls, not because they're bad people, not because they're bad, it's because of the demand and what it requires. There is things that I have to work with on the membership side of things, on how to be a member, and how to do it. And they've done, the fire company side of things have done incredible things in the last 5 years that's never been done before. Again, they're still fundraising, they're still trying to do things to keep the membership to wanna be here. We could have all of that, but the struggle is fire calls, right? And again, when this broadcasts on TV and some of my members see that, they're gonna be mad at me. But that's okay, my job is to do things like this. My job is to protect my community, and I will do that at whatever it takes, so I'm asking you to do it.
Can I say something?
You sure can.
Everything you've been talking about, I have asked this board in the last 3 months to set aside time to talk about our future, where we're going. And every goddamn night, it gets postponed for something else. I know we're into the budget season now, but the next meeting was supposed to be that. Now it's gonna be, we gotta work on our procedures. So you're preaching to the choir here, where I know that study well. But we can't keep sitting here month after month and bitching about the problems we're in without facing it head on. And we just keep pushing it aside, thinking it's gonna go away. And I'm sorry, but I agree with everything you're saying, and the fault has to come back to this board for not doing anything.
Here's, I've said, that's my report. I don't think you can wait to February's money. Again, there's many, I will help, I will research, I'll do whatever you ask me to do, but we as a group need some outside assistance that is non-opinionated, but we need the commitment from our board that if they come back and say to us, listen, man, we gotta pick the firehouse up and move it over 6 inches, and this is what we gotta do, we just need, because if personalities change, there was things in here that I did not like, right? And there was things that we did not like. And so we didn't follow them. You know, one of the things that's interesting to me, Chief Falcone and Johnny D'Antuono from Lakeside had said today, they hired this Tom Shannon and Mike Wilbur, right? And it's a good firm. You know, what I do, whatever. But interesting enough, what I was concerned with is, hey, listen, if I was your consultant, you wouldn't have just bought that $1 million fire truck. So understand, I'm gonna tell, if I was your consultant, I would have strongly recommended that what you did was way over the top and you wouldn't, you know. So be prepared that they're gonna tell us things that we're not gonna wanna hear, that'll upset Tony Mack. That will upset Tony Mack, the fireman that wants to believe we can still what we did yesterday, but we can't, so. Again, you guys think about it, but I'm telling you, we don't. Every day that we delay replacement, Wayne and I just had a discussion last week. He said, Chief, you know those boots that we just switched over to? They went up $130 a set. I said, well, I said it differently to him, but, so I called the vendor, and he goes, Tony, what do you want? He goes, I only marked it up 12%. That's all I did. I need to make a profit. Went up $130.
Went up 100.
Yes, a set. $130. He goes, it was 40%. And we verified it. I checked a second vendor that online, and they were $15 more. So that's what our industry's. That's why I'm saying we don't have time to push things off. Now, I'm not saying purchase and spend your money. What I am saying is we need guidance, a neutral party to help with taking our data. Your training records are up to snuff. Our training records are good. Your budgetary stuff's good. You got all the stuff that you paid everybody for. We just need somebody to, whatever. I'm done with, if you can help, please tell me.
Did they by chance say roughly how much it cost them?
Lakeside?
Yeah.
For some stupid reason,
And I'm just asking for bidding purposes, like is it something we have to bid, or is it gonna be just a?
well, I don't even know how to tell you to do that. That's what.
I know
for some
the bidding, I
reason-
just need to know the dollar.
For some reason, I thought they did a vehicle study. Steve, does this sound familiar? Did a vehicle study, and it was like 10 to 15 grand.
Yeah, and
But-
I think it started out as a vehicle study, but I think they're gonna expand it.
Exactly, because by just doing the vehicles,
They found,
that looks at the vehicle, and that's what, the argument started with Lakeside is, do we need to replace the truck or not? Well, Fireman A says, well, absolutely. Fireman B says, well, no. Fireman C says it's reefer. So I would think, for whatever reason, I think to do the top to bottom, nuts to bolts, district structures, firehouses, I'm thinking 20 to 30 grand is probably a real number, but it gets us by dealing with fire trucks, structures, and people. When you involve people and staff, you involve structures and design of where you're gonna fit them. Again,
$20,000 will get you the phone call. Yeah, this is XYZ company.
But the issue we got is, we gotta face it.
Could you?
Yes.
You know, we could have all brand new equipment sitting out there, but if we don't have the firemen to operate them and to respond on them, what good is it?
it's,
So the number one thing is we gotta look at our membership and what are we gonna do to improve it? I mean, like I said, you could have the fancy dancy and everything brand new, but it's gonna sit there if you got nobody to drive it.
you know, I think it needs to be said, it's not a Baldwinsville Fire Department, Lake Lysander Fire Department.
We're not the only ones going through
Let me
this.
tell you, you go, we are way better off that way, that we are really blessed compared to others, but we're a shoestring away of not being. And I don't, when I look at my pager during the day when I'm at work, and I'm thinking, man, look at the call, and I'm looking at who's responding, you know, it's, my hair turning a little bit, so.
Well, I know this is something, and I know several of you are newer to the board, but it's one of the things that we've talked about. We have made strides of being one of our biggest issues that every time a new chief comes on board, they change direction. So I do think that this is a good idea. I do think that's something that we need. I think it's something that we can hand to this chief, to the next chief, to whatever chief and say, this is the plan we're following. Get on board or don't be our chief, honestly. So I do think, price-wise though, it would have to be bid out. So I think the first step is, and I asked Zach to take it back to Brad to create a bid proposal for us.
I can almost guarantee you're probably gonna need to create some RFP for that, so yeah. we can do that.
And then we can start sending out if everyone's,
Yeah, I think it's a good idea.
Fine with it.
My only thing is, like you look at Delisandro's versus Ron Grainer's. Ron Grainer was a nice guy, longtime fire service, but was making money off of fire departments, really, for an opinion. Delisandro was more fact-based, you know, engineering stuff and whatnot. We just need to make sure that we go with somebody that's,
We need to vet.
yeah.
Again, there's some people, right, again, I like the idea, and I got, chief, his name, Randy Griffin today, and he's like, listen, he does this, he's got a, master's degree in this, and he just retired, he just coming, I like the idea because he knows the struggle, right? But Chief Wilbur and Chief and Shan, they've been fire truck engineers, consulting for years, so we're gonna have, however you're gonna do this, I think it warrants putting a punch list together, and I'm sure Brad could help us with this, and then interviewing these guys, and what is the product? And I do know you have to go to bid, but the program needs to work for our need, and not necessarily.
right, bid doesn't mean it's the low, you get to take the lowest bid. It's gotta be, it's gotta be the right product.
Yeah, I need help.
Yeah.
How's that?
But we
Say
also
that
have to
you-
be open-minded that, like you said so eloquently, we're probably gonna be told things that we really don't wanna hear.
Yeah.
And we can't just, can't turn our heads because we don't wanna hear it.
Yeah. Fair enough.
So,
Go ahead.
no, I was just saying if that wraps up, we'll move on, but if you had something else to add to it.
Well, I was just gonna mention that this week the State Fire Chiefs Convention is in town. I'm sure there's people there that we could talk to. Since I'm the only one that goes to these things, I'd be happy to reach out to somebody.
I'll second that.
There's others, and I'll be there too, so. Wouldn't hurt to get some names, and I'll throw some names at you, right? And again, you tell me. Good, thank you for your time, I'm long-winded, but it was important to me, so.
And I do think it's important that it has to be a collaborative effort, the direction of the fire district. It can't be just the district, it can't be the chief.
I agree.
It's gotta be so that when you step down, like you said, the people come, this is the direction we're heading in, you know what I mean? Because, some departments change chiefs like people change underwear, and the direction keeps going, like, it just keeps bouncing every which direction. We gotta somehow set the needle, the course needle, and I think that's important.
And you had mentioned, Tony, you needed us to act on the radios,
I would ask you to keep the program going, if you would.
but the other two,
You can wait if you need to. It's up to you, whatever you would like on the other two.
well, I'd prefer to wait just so that we can make sure that we do our due diligence on the pricing.
Yep, no problem at all.
So it'd be 5733.14.
Did that include the additional battery?
That's with the additional battery. Because I didn't know if that's what you were doing.
Yes, that's what I was
I
gonna
did it
do.
earlier.
What did you say it was 57?
5733.14.
Yes, the person that sat in your seat previously used to do all of my math calculations as people were talking. So that's now your responsibility.
2 and 2 is 5, right?
Yes.
We're good.
Perfect. So I will make a motion to purchase the radio chargers, batteries, and mics and have them installed for a total of $5,733.14.
Do roll call? Ed,
Yes.
Steve,
Yes.
Becky,
Yes.
Randy,
Yes.
Tom.
Thank you very much.
Yes. Did you say maybe?
I did.
Alright. Nominations and resignations of members. We have one resignation from Baldwinsville, John Cox, and one who was not voted in past his 6 months due to inactivity, Brett Snell. Lysander, no changes, and there are 3 pending members in Baldwinsville. I think pending background check and physical, correct? Ethan Salmier, I'm not sure if I'm saying that right, Michael DeFrancesca, and Chad Majestic.
Are these
So-
brand new guys? Any of them have experience or anything?
Yes.
Ethan does.
We had 2, right? 3? 2 or 3?
Well, 3 were voted in.
Yeah, I mean, I'm 2 with experience, like,
I
go to
think,
work.
I think Michael has experience, but I'm not 100%.
One of these guys is, came from Massachusetts.
Yep,
Just the
he
guy.
did.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was Michael, and then Chad came from
And he's a,
California.
he's a paid farmer in Massachusetts.
Yeah, we already vetted stuff, so as soon as he comes in, we just run him through our basic, this is where things are, this is what we do, boom, signed off. There's 2 of them, so.
Good.
So we'll give
Get
approval
some more.
pending the
We're trying,
background
brother,
check
we're good.
and physical. And then we have 2 junior to Ram change, Owen Johnson and Caitlin Rock. Membership. Old business, we had the jet skis, which we already touched on. Any other old business? Any new business? All right,
Wayne, do we wanna talk about the keys or no?
yeah, you can, yeah.
I mean, I didn't know if Wayne wanted to talk about those.
Who, what?
The keys,
Oh,
the
key
issue with
fobs,
the keys, key fobs.
I sent that out. I don't know what your thought process is on it.
How much are the key fobs?
They're like $15 each.
Oh. Let's say, but we could send them a bill, I'm thinking that they're like, I don't know, a lot more money than that.
By chance, is that because I asked for a sheriff to get a key
No.
fob, or is that
Yes.
something different?
No,
Oh, I was gonna say keys.
That's not to do that. It's the fact that we keep giving out key fobs, unfortunately, to the younger Ramsden juniors, and
Okay.
we never get them back.
Okay.
and it's not the point of trying, because I call them consistently, and when I get no response from them, I contact their parents and get no response from them. Basically, once they figure out who I am, they hang up.
I don't know if it would work or not, but what we used to do, and it didn't always work, but,
Maybe we can make them put it on a deposit, so if they don't get it back, then, hey, it's $15 for a key fob, and when you give us the key fob back, we'll give you your $15 back.
I mean, a lot of them, it's chasing anything that they have, a means that they take home, whether it's a uniform, it's a badge, it's a key fob. It's just brutal to try and get them from. And I'm not saying that, there's occasionally when members leave, it's the same thing. But generally speaking,
Tends to be the younger
usually, they seem to be a little more responsible, and eventually I get the stuff from them. Some people it takes 6 months, but it doesn't help.
Reissue, I mean.
right, we shut it off, and
Well, what are they
that's
gonna
fine,
do?
so we can control it.
Right.
What
What are
we
they
used to
gonna-
do is,
I don't know.
we had
Can you order these tomorrow?
kind of an agreement with, the Gaddis Police Chief. You know, when somebody had turned their stuff in, we'd let them know, and he'd have one of the officers go to their house,
And we
Right.
have done that
knock
before.
on the door, and, you know.
And we have done that in the past as well, and I've even threatened them with that, you know, I says, look, I says, all it is just filing a police report, and I says, do you really want them showing up at school? So, but, again, it's your call. I mean, we can issue them as we have in the past, it's just seems to be getting harder and harder to get rid of them, or to get them back.
I mean, for the kiosk part of it, that's easy enough, we could give them the PIN code so that they could just use
Enter
their
it in manually.
PIN instead of the key fob. The only issue is if they don't have the key fob, they can't get into
Can't
the
get in.
buildings.
Right. Which generally speaking, I mean, they're only supposed to be in the buildings when there's a firefighter in the building anyway, but yes, I mean, unless they leave the doors open.
And this is Rams we're talking about?
Yes.
How old are they?
16 to 18 would be Rams and juniors would be like 13 to 16.
Do we give keys to juniors?
No.
Just the Rams.
Just the Rams?
Yeah.
Okay.
The Rams are members, they are members.
I mean, I would think right now, give them the fob like we have been, I mean, and,
But I think,
I don't wanna, I understand the whole issue of getting that back, but it's probably not just the key fob, like you said, it's not, key fob's not the only thing we're not getting back. What I don't wanna do is just make them feel, you know, we're trying to get new people in, I don't wanna make them feel like I'm not good enough to have a key, you know, that type of, I don't know, I don't wanna create a, I don't wanna solve a problem with a bigger problem, I guess. I don't know.
Well, I mean, the other thing is, I mean, when juniors and Rams, just like any of the other members, when we issue them equipment and gear and all that other fun stuff, they sign off on it, and there's an agreement on there that is explained to them all the time. I suppose, you know, we can, because they are minors, we can have their parents sign off and say, you know, you understand that this equipment needs to be returned.
And you're, as their
And you're
legal
legally
guardian, you're
responsible.
responsible for it. That's not a bad idea. That's really not a bad idea.
How old are the juniors?
16 to 18.
Okay. And
The
the
Rams are 16 to 18.
Sorry.
Oh, Rams,
Sorry.
16 to 18.
yeah.
Juniors are 13 to 16, 13 to 15 anyway. Then when they turn 16, they come in as Rams, or they.
Can we do that? I mean, can we tell their parents they're,
That they're-
are they legally responsible? And nowadays, it seems like, I don't know what parents are responsible for anymore.
Yeah, we should,
Parenting is
We can take
difficult.
that back
we
and
should
have a discussion
discuss,
on that.
yeah.
Yeah.
Don't they need parents' permission to join in the first place?
Yes, they have to sign off. When juniors and Rams come in, well, more so juniors, but, when they come in, they have a meeting, the parents and the kid comes in. And the advisors, my understanding is the advisors sit down with them, go through the whole process with them, what their requirements are, what they need to maintain for schooling and whatnot, and what they're allowed to do, not allowed to do, and then the parents are supposed to sign off on it.
So why don't we just do the way we've been doing for right now, and then maybe that's some further discussion on our part to see if there's something better we can come up with. I don't know if there is. I think every fire department around has been dealing with the same thing.
Okay.
We'll get
Motion, keep
Back
on.
to you on that. Okay, any other? All right, station usage, upcoming events, Station 1, August 19th for Catalina for a party, and Station 4, August 26th for Hollister for a party. Comments from public?
Yeah, just one question, Becky. When Brian and I started coming here, wasn't there, and I know this is a broader study that was done, but didn't the Northwest Fire District have a study done or recommendations on equipment replacement, which got us into the chief car rotation of buying? Or am I'm not remembering that
It
correctly.
was the study that was done in 2010.
That's right here.
I thought you said that was before 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 the Northwest Fire
It is
District?
before the district.
It
Yeah.
was, yeah.
We were kind of following that,
Oh, okay.
as the district, but we have not had anything done since we became the
Okay,
district.
so that when we reference that and we set the chief's car replacement up, which we've been actually doing pretty good on,
Yes, we were following that
following
study.
that one, okay,
Yes.
that's all I got.
All right. I don't believe that there's any need for an executive session. All right, then, next monthly workshop is the 27th of June, and the next meeting is July 11th. And with that, I will adjourn the meeting at 8 PM.
Good job.